So Sparkles, I gotta get her to work on it because, you know, she's the primary builder. And nobody seems to do really what I want them to do. They're always kind of running off and doing their own thing. I know that it's user error on my part. It's just like I'm telling them to do so many things, and then I'm mixing up all their commands and stuff, and then they're just doing the best they can with what they got. But at the same time, they should do what I want them to do. So now we got Phoebe coming through, and Phoebe is a pirate trader, I think, so she's got some slaves along with her, and boomalopes for some reason. I mean, who would keep boomalopes? That's just lunacy. But Phoebe is here, and this was giving me ideas, because, you know, we've got suddenly like 2 or 3 prisoners. We've got old Longdong over there, and who else? I think we also caught Val at this point. And I was really considering just selling them into slavery, but I remembered as I was doing it that you get a negative modifier for selling slaves. And that's not really anything that we need. We have enough negatives in this place. We don't also need to be selling slaves and then upsetting everybody in the process. So Sparkle's working on everything, which is good. We're gonna need that prison up and running fairly soon. And nice to see at this point everything was still kinda wiped down, because at one point we just get overwhelmed and there is just vomit and blood and bullshit everywhere, and it's terrible. Well, I mean, the outside is already kind of bloody and gross. Where is everyone else? Because there's Mai and Lumi. Oh, I guess everyone else is just Delilah. She's probably out gathering up a like a carcass or something to cook. What was I doing here? Oh, I was putting in a temporary prison because I didn't want these guys to just die out there in the dirt. I wanted to be able to capture them and keep them. So I set that as a prison. I know it's a terrible location because it's right there where all of our weapons and stuff are, but I was banking on them being unable to do anything for a bit, and then I could get that prison up and running and just move them into it. And then Lumi decides to put one in there, because I guess I'm just stupid. I didn't even think that you could still put them inside there with the Embrasures. He's not doing so hot though. 250%, 255% bleeding rates, extreme pain. He's almost gone. And really, we don't end up saving him. Val, though, still has a bit of a chance. He's pretty bad off himself, but maybe with a bit of help, he can make it. And then the other one, what was his name? I guess we'll see. Was it like Sense, I think? Yeah, Sense. Turns out Val and Sense, though they're both from the same faction, they're actually rivals. Yep, Longshank died. No, goodbye, Longdong. Yeah, and then Val has an infection. And as soon as someone gets an infection after, like, being captured, unless you have really nice medicine, it's kind of a death sentence. So here, the whole time, I was just like, no, I wanted to capture someone, I wanted to keep someone, and I know that everybody looks like they're about to die. Like, look at him, he's in awful shape. And then Val is in terrible shape, he's got an infection, and then he got another one, and here I was just cussing and screaming because I was really upset that finally I was going to be able to get some more people on board, and they're just going to die. And at this point I said, if Val can possibly survive that infection, then it's meant to be. He's with us. I think the other one died though. I think Sense just died. They both bled out. Longdong and Sense both. It made Val happy though, which I noticed later on. I was just kind of looking through his needs, and it says that his rival died. It's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess he did die. You're welcome. This might be where I see it. Nope. No, I think I'm still obsessing over the infection. Oh, there it is. My rival since died. But we've patched him up as best as we can, so at this point, all we can do is just hope. I mean, he's this 17-year-old kid. And, you know, maybe he was just sent out by his... Oh, and here's where I was considering, maybe I could just sell Val. Maybe it's not worth it dealing with the infection. Oh, and here he's 18. He must have just had a birthday. Oh, I didn't even realize that when I was playing, because just a second ago it said he was 17, and now he's 18. Huh. Do they have birthdays in this game? They should. There should be a mod for that if that's not an actual feature, because I don't think I've ever realized like the specific day where someone gets older. It's just over time they just increase in age. But they should have like birthdays, and you know, people throw parties in the game, and like weddings and other celebrations, so why not a birthday party too? I'm gonna have to look for that, although I wouldn't put it in at this point because you don't want to add mods into a game that's already running, because it's just gonna ruin things. But yeah, so what was I saying about Val before? I do this a lot. I just go off in tangents and then I forget about everything. And what was I even looking at this point? I think this is about the point where things started to kind of get out of hand, and there was just a bit too much going on. Like, we're trying to build the prison, we're trying to take care of Val, we need to burn the bodies, we need to burn other crap, we need to fix that AC unit. We need to do a lot of things. Oh, and train the animals, apparently. So Sparkles has run up and she's gotten that. Oh, and here I'm setting the temperature. I like to put it at 30 degrees, or 30 degrees Fahrenheit if you're from out of the US and you are like the rest of the world and use Celsius, which, I mean, yes, it makes sense and all, but we're Americans and we're stupid. 32 degrees is 0 degrees Celsius, so those are freezing. But 30 is just below freezing. I like to keep it there because anything that you have in your refrigerator that is at freezing in this game will not spoil. Like, not even a bit. There's no slight spoilage, there's no freezer burn, there's no anything. If it's just refrigerated, then it spoils, but much more slowly. And up there I was setting the... Oh, yeah, he's at major. Ugh. So it goes from like major to, I think extreme was the next step, and after extreme is just death. So if he can't get up to 100% immunity by the time that ends, then he's just dead. And then I was checking on the heal root because I was thinking, well, maybe if we could grow some heal roots, then we could actually make some medicine and take care of him, but we still don't have the ability to grow heal root. We're still building up to that. 52%. Ugh. I was really just stressing over this. I was looking at it like every couple seconds. And then I noticed that she had on an orange faction tabard. I don't know what that's about. It's just something that we must have picked up from one of those bodies. Here I go back to the health, just obsessing. Oh, I didn't even click it? Nope, okay. Oh, and I realized at this point that I had been growing coffee and tea. So they're about half grown. And eventually they'll grow, and then we can make coffees and teas, you know, out of the coffee and tea, which is what you do with coffee and tea. Makes sense, right? need to put in floors there. Yeah, just exactly. I noticed it just exactly as I noticed it while I was playing the actual game. Put in the floors, put in the paved tiles so you can walk more quickly down through here, and also, since that's the end of that garden that's not actually doing anything yet, then I also want one going down there. So good job on Lumi running in and doing that. Mai's out there getting the potatoes. We're still kind of okay, but you can see that the dirt and the blood and all of the mess is piling up, and there's still some weapons and some apparel sitting outside. So I'm not quite on top of things yet, and I'm starting to actually fall slowly behind. You can really tell how well I'm doing by the state of the house. Like, if it's a mess, then you know that I'm not doing so hot in my playthrough. With all the apparel that we've got sitting outside, I decided that I needed to build onto the storage room. So I was about to remove that wall, but then I realized, well, if I do that, then that's going to be technically outside, and I don't want batteries sitting outside, because if it rains or they get wet, they're going to explode, and half of our house is wood at this point, so, well, not half, but a decent amount. Oh, he's extreme, but 84%. It really doesn't look good for him. I don't know how many times I've played this game and I've captured somebody and I thought they were going to make it, and they were like at 98 or 99% immunity, and then they died of some severe illness or an infection. It's always the infection. That's the one that really always gets me. I don't know why the infection goes so much more quickly than all the others. Now I'm getting extra worried about him at this point. So I'm just sitting here watching. 92%, 93%, 9 hours until his next treatment. I think that the infection really proceeds at the next treatment window. Like, if he's due for his next treatment and he's already at extreme, the moment that it turns to time for the treatment, then I think that's when they die. So actually, as you can see here, he still has like 7 hours on this, and he's at 99, and there. A little bit off, but yeah, he developed immunity. And here I was celebrating. I was like, yeah, you know, woo, and everything. I don't have the same energy as I had before, because I know it already happened. But he made it. So like before I said, and then there's a raid, of course, but like before I said that if he survived, he was meant to be. He survived, so he was meant to be with us. So we're gonna stick with him and make him join us no matter what. But now we got the porcupines coming back. So I had to look over what they've got. There's a grenadier with a tobacco addiction. I think there was one of them has a sniper rifle and the other had a club or something. And they're attacking immediately. So I had to just get everybody going immediately at this point. So Lumi has the brand new assault rifle, which we have tried on old Longdong back there, but it's going to get a little bit more practice. Then Sparkles has a pistol. I think that I brought her along too, and then Delilah has the rifle. So both of them would be really good to have for this situation. You know, well, Lumi and Delilah, not so much Sparkles. She's just there kind of as backup. But Lumi can shoot a lot of bullets with her gun, and Delilah can shoot a little bit farther, I think. So I want to get them up there behind those rocks. Like, if I can get them to a point where they can kind of peek out, then that would be really good.